If you don't know what a smart contract is, here's a quick example. This is a smart contract. This is not a smart contract. A smart contract creates an agreement between two parties, like a buyer and a seller. These contracts are made to last forever, so you'll still be able to read it after 7 good years. But that's not all. Smart contracts can trigger after real-world events, like the Milwaukee Bucks have won the NBA Finals! Or you can just use it to log in. I can't talk about smart contracts without talking about RAD. They use smart contracts to carry user information between services entirely on the blockchain. This creates a massive potential to rethink data storage.
You can download it on PlayStation.
I've spent probably about $600 on remakes of my favorite video game series, like Pokemon or the Earthbound series. But if I had bought the data rather than just the cartridge, I may have been able to use blockchain technology to prove ownership of the game. And with that, I wouldn't have had to spend $600 on remakes. I could have downloaded the data that I owned again using blockchain technology. So be sure to keep RAD on your radar. This next point is similar, but I wanted to highlight a different industry that's using smart contracts. The healthcare industry is becoming decentralized thanks to BurstIQ. They collect patients' data and store it on the blockchain. So why is that important? Well, here's a true story. I discovered that I was lactose intolerant last year as an adult. When I told my mother that I was lactose intolerant, she said, "Oh yeah, I remember. You were lactose intolerant as a baby." As a baby? I don't think lactose intolerance just goes away. So I never knew. I had been having cereal with milk every morning and coffee with milk every afternoon, and I had a sore throat and a cough all the time and never knew why. I thought it was just allergies. If my data had been stored on the blockchain, I could have had a better life, just like all of those people who suffer from lactose intolerance like me. The last industry I'll go into is law, because you should be able to see a pattern of how smart contracts can be used. Using smart contracts in law can solve a lot of problems. A smart contract is very good proof that two parties came to an agreement. It won't get lost either, because you can always find it on the blockchain. Here's a fun activity. Try to find a Bitcoin transaction of yours on blockchain.com/explorer. Or you can find an Ethereum transaction on etherscan.io. It's easy to do, and it's a great way to prove that the technology works. But I'm going to say it. This video goes out to you, Brother Joelby. Thanks for the positive vibes and celebrating the Pudgy Penguin community. And for the Pudgy Penguin fans, I made this video. In a world where we can be anything, why not dare to be more? Not all penguins were born pudgy, but we can dream. We might bobble around with our anxieties as the price fluctuates, but these penguins have monumental value. I mean, come on, look at these penguins. Look at their hats. Look at they got like little sweaters and eye patches, and some of them have medals. Like, what did they win? What's their story? What's going on with these NFTs? I don't know, but I like them. They're cute. They're sold out. Huh.